If you are really used to bringing your attention outward, focusing on the other people, making sure other people are okay, often without checking in with yourself, there's actually an adaptive strategy that is happening. So if you learned really early on that the people around you, your caregivers, the people that were supposed to keep you safe, for some reason wouldn't totally take care of you if you weren't able to regulate and calm them. This happens a lot if your parents have mental health issues, if there's substance abuse, if there are things happening that take your parents' attention away from you. Because when you are little, if your needs don't get met by your parent, they're not going to get met. So you learn really early on that the way to stay safe is by making sure other people are okay. And then you practice that again and again in your relationships, and it just becomes a habit at some point. And this is especially true if you are highly sensitive or you are really empathic, because you feel other people's emotions, you feel their stress, you feel their experience in a different way than other people. That oftentimes then when you are trying to help and make sure everyone else is okay, it's an attempt to make sure you feel less intensity in your body to help regulate your own experience. And if there's a combination of those two, then that makes a lot of sense. That is how you operate in the world. It is your way of trying to stay safe. The thing is that if this pattern continues for years, for decades, for a lifetime, it will lead to depletion. It's going to lead to feelings of resentment. It will lead to struggling to feel like anyone truly knows you, or like you can actually be seen, cared for, held by others. And it is not something that you can change overnight. And it is actually really common. I hear my clients say this all the time. I know I had this experience when I started doing some of this deeper work of going inward, that it can be really scary to reconnect to your own experience. In ways, it's much easier to focus on other people, what they're experiencing. It feels like there's something you might be able to do about it, where when you turn inward, you're often not sure what you're going to find. And often there is a fear of what you're going to find when you turn inward. I've heard things like, I'm just afraid of who I'm going to find. I'm afraid there's going to be these bad parts of myself I have to look at. I'm afraid that I'm going to just be overwhelmed with emotion, or that you're just not going to be able to come out. So if you tap into your emotions, it's going to totally take over your system. It's going to overwhelm you, and then you're not going to be able to do what you need to do in life. And all of that is totally valid and real, and it is really just about how you start to do that process, because it does take a lot to start to pull apart what is yours, what is not yours. I often think about when you reorganize a closet, it's like you have to pull everything out, go through each thing, see what you want to keep, see what you want to get rid of. But in the beginning, it is a big mess before it is organized again. And that's how it can feel to start to reconnect to your experience. Because you have focused so much on other people, you're also often holding a lot of what's not yours, other people's emotions, other people's experiences. And then there's been a buildup of things you haven't looked at, you haven't dealt with. It could be grief, shame, fear, all of the things you might have been avoiding by looking to other people and their experiences. And it doesn't have to be as overwhelming and scary as it might seem. And I think sometimes there is a worry of, does this even matter? Is it even going to change anything in my life if I do this work? But I want you to know why it actually really matters to reconnect to yourself, your experience, your internal world, because that is where the healing happens. And honestly, most people I guide through these experiences of coming back to themselves don't find something awful. They actually find, yes, there's hard stuff to work through, but they also find that there is a deeper sense of ease, of peace, of actually liking themselves, of appreciating themselves. And this is a process that takes time that you can do at your own pace. And I think when you learn to trust the pace of your body, you don't push yourself past something that you're not going to be able to process or feel. So this isn't about forcing. It isn't about bringing out every awful thing all at once. The first thing that you do in this work is really about creating safety in your body, learning to connect to yourself just a little bite sizes at a time. And over time, the more you do that, you can really start to see clearly where your energy is going, where it's just being drained, the ways that maybe you're not showing up for yourself, the ways that you can actually start to feel better. You wake up feeling better. You can feel like you have more satisfying relationships and fulfilling relationships. People can actually see you, care for you, and show up for you. And you don't have to be the one always showing up for everyone else. So really understanding why it's important that we connect to the body, because often when we have experiences where relationships feel unsafe, our body is reacting more than our mind. Our body responds first because when you are younger, there is actually an existential threat. If your caregivers don't take care of you, or if you're in a relationship and there is a threat to your emotional safety, your physical safety, your mental safety, anything that is a threat where you feel really unsafe in a relationship. Often it's with your caregivers, but it can be from any type of relationship. It can be friendships, romantic relationships. There is something that gets left in your body. Your body holds that tension in order to try to keep you safe. It is not there to punish you. Your body is holding these different patterns of stress in it, and the nervous system is responding. So if there is a disconnection in a relationship or feels like someone is not okay, your body is responding as if there is a threat to your safety. So your nervous system is activating, and then how you learn to try to stay safe and deal with that level of activation in the nervous system was to try to make sure other people were okay. And so the shift is often then bringing your awareness back to yourself to work with the fight or flight turning on to help ground and regulate yourself so you can still stay connected to other people while also feeling grounded and safe in yourself. I am going to teach you my powerful awareness practice. It is a very simple way to just start reconnecting to your experience. I promise it is going to be short and quick. So if it seems terrifying to do a long practice reconnecting to yourself, I promise you it will be very short. It will just be a couple minutes. And you could keep your eyes open. Sometimes that can help feel like you're a little safer. You have more input. You have visual cues to help you to stay grounded in the present moment. Or if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes. And then the first thing I want you to do is to feel your body in connection to the ground, the couch, the chair, and just take a couple deep breaths into your belly. So these belly breaths are just signals to the body to let it know it's safe. So really working with the fight or flight response to just calm, ground the system here. And then taking a moment to just slowly scan through the body from the top of the head down towards the feet, noticing sensations, noticing points of tension, places of expansion, noticing the quality of the body. Does it feel heavy or light? And just being open to anything else you notice in the body. No need to understand or judge, just bringing awareness. And then bringing awareness to the breath. So you can let go of any control of the breath if you're still breathing into your belly. And just see what naturally happens with the breath. Where does your body move with the breath? Does it feel deep or shallow? Is it fast or slow? And then moving awareness to your mind. Getting curious without judgment. The quality of the mind. Does it feel scattered, focused, foggy, clear? And then finally, just bringing awareness to any emotions that are present in your experience. And then try to get curious about how you know that emotion is there. What are the sensations in the body, or the quality of the mind or breath that let you know that emotion's present? And then as you're ready, coming back to the points of contact with your body, the ground, chair, couch, bed. You can open your eyes if they were closed. So this is just a simple practice. You can try once a day to start, or you could try throughout the day. If you notice yourself, your attention going outward to someone else and what they're experiencing, is just a quick, easy way to bring it back to yourself. Thank you for being here. I hope that you found a little value, you feel a little more grounded after that practice. Let me know in the comments down below what resonated from this video. And I'm gonna link another video here I have. It is a practice specifically for burnout. So this is a 20-minute yoga practice if you want to go a little deeper into how to work with the nervous system. This is the perfect practice to start with. And thank you for coming to my channel, the place you can slow down and tune in. And I'll see you in the next one.